Hey you guys, let's crochet some scrunchies together. Starting off with my small size scrunchie in one color, first I'm going to do a slip knot. Then I'm going to grab my hair tie and I'm going to hold the tail of the yarn against the hair tie and work 40 to 50 single crochet all the way around. So I'm going to insert my hook, grab onto that working yarn and pull up, yarn over and pull through. Again, I'm going to insert my hook, grab onto that working yarn and pull up, yarn over and pull through. And I'm going to continue this all the way around until I have enough stitches. For me, like I said, it's about 40 to 50, but you can do however many you like depending on the yarn that you're using and how tight you want the ruffles. Once I'm finished with all my stitches, I'm going to close the row with a slip stitch by inserting my hook into that first single crochet we made. Then I'm going to yarn over, pull through, and pull through again. Next, to start the ruffles, I'm going to pull the tail from the first row to the front of the project so that I can crochet over it. But if this is too difficult for you, you can just weave it in at the end. Then I'm going to be working 3 triple crochet into each single crochet. So I'm going to chain 3, yarn over twice, insert my hook into that first space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and yarn over, pull through. Once I've crocheted a good amount over the tail, I'm going to go ahead and cut that, and then I'm going to continue all the way around with 3 triple crochet into each stitch. So now that I'm at the end of the row, I'm going to close it with a slip stitch into that third chain that we did at the beginning, making sure both loops are on my hook. I'm going to yarn over, pull through, and pull through again. Then I'm going to chain 1 and I'm going to cut the yarn, pull it through, and tighten. And now I'm just going to go ahead and weave the tail into the stitches. So once I go around and fix all the ruffles, I'm all finished. Now let's move on to how I do a small scrunchie with a different color trim. All of the steps are going to be the same up until I start the ruffles, and this time instead of doing triple crochet, I'm going to be doing 3 double crochet into each stitch. Once I'm at the end of the row, I'm going to insert my hook into that second chain we did at the beginning of the row, and making sure both loops are on my hook, I'm going to grab my new color and loop it around and then pull it through both loops. Then I'm just going to tighten the previous color and I'm going to pull the tails of the yarn to the front of the project so I can crochet over them. And since I'm going to be doing single crochet all the way around, I'm only going to chain 1. Then I'm going to go ahead and insert 1 single crochet into each stitch all the way around. And for this part, you want to make sure that your tension is not too tight. In fact, you want it to be pretty loose, because if the single crochets are too tight, then the ruffles are going to curl up and they won't look right. Now that I'm at the end of the row, I'm going to close it off just like before. I'm going to do a slip stitch into that first chain from the beginning, chain 1, cut the yarn, pull it through, tighten it, and weave in the ends. So that's how I make my small scrunchies with a different color trim. That's pretty much the basics of how to make scrunchies, and you can play around with how many stitches you want to insert and what different stitches you want to use to change up the size of the ruffles and the stripes. Let me know if you guys have any questions down below, and be sure to check out my YouTube for the full in-depth beginner friendly tutorial. Bye!